So Colorado makes a decision amid all of the Deion Sanders controversy surrounding around his decision.
I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas bless up on my...
So we know a lot of things have changed in college football, such as the NIL collective. We know players can now engage with different businesses for their brands and get paid, but they had to go through overseers and collective NIL collectives, that is, to oversees that. And a lot of things were changed even after a change was made. Now, Judge Claudia Wilkens had made the final decision to change college sports for the long run. She basically got the ball rolling for college athletes to finally get paid by the school, not just the NIL deals and situations that are floating out there. So then Colorado decided to make a major move based on Judge Wilkens' decision, and this move right here is for the good of Colorado. See, Colorado decided to hire Reggie Calhoun as the new operative figure of their NIL program. Now, Reggie, who was already part of the team, he got a bump, as far as you can call it, a promotion. And what's going on is we are discontinuing alliances with 5430 Alliance this past week after 10 months of its inception. It has been a total failure. I'll give my synopsis on that later. Now, we know 5430 Alliance was one of the programs that helped supposedly Colorado, but as news came out and about, a lot of people attached to the program and a lot of people with recruiting services affiliations have all said that this Alliance 5430 program has been a failure based on the amount of money they failed to provide for NIL and transfers or whatnot. But Reggie Calhoun seems to be the part that can fit and change the landscapes of things. Reggie has been around for a minute now. He has been producing change since he got these titles, but this is more than a title, as they told him. Now, his mind is very intelligent, but there are a lot of things that we need to talk about Reggie and things that didn't happen last year. Now, Reggie, there's been a lot of negative things said about you leading this 5430 situation, and a lot of things have failed to meet what people would expect a coach like Deion Sanders to get. But my only thing is, maybe Reggie didn't have a lot of power and structure being the director of that alliance. Now he has a different title that's more than a title. Hopefully he could change things at Boulder, because we know they're very cheap over there, allegedly. A lot of people don't want to admit this, but they're nickel and diming when it comes to Coach Prime changing and revamping Colorado Boulder with this new change in collective of getting over $21 to $22 million to pay players. Now I can literally see the landscape of football changing for everybody, not just Colorado football. Now, the school made sure to explain why they hired Reggie, about his feedback, his ability to grab software and approach. These were the reasons they gave him. You guys can pause and read the statement that Reggie would explain and his appreciative situation towards this new promotion and found position. I mean, I really think this is because Deion Sanders was getting ready to go to Cowboys, although I do believe he's staying in Boulder, but a lot of change are happening because of negotiations. And if you look into it further deeper, these are the moves that Colorado think would absolutely keep Deion Sanders in town, and he won't be leaving for the bridges of the NFL. But I'm going to give you guys my opinion about everything, including Reggie, with respect. I'm going to give it. I need you guys to hit the like button. Now, this is nothing towards Reggie Calhoun, but me just being honest, these glorified positions do what? the school is already nickel and diming with contracts with Deion, although we know Deion is the one who negotiated it. But I wish there were certain things in his contract that says after 2 years, if I've done so well, I can renegotiate. The fact that he gets to renegotiate after 3 years, it's almost weird, because we know coaches, especially coaches who look like Deion Sanders, they get fired after the first year, definitely after the second year. So a third year may never come. So it's like we know Rick George is moving on in the next year or so to a different position. We know this already. He is going to retire from being the athletic director. What we also know is that Rick George was the only person who seemed ready to hire Deion Sanders. What we were hearing from everybody else is that the committee board and the chancellor did not favor Deion Sanders, allegedly. So if the 54-30 alliance has been deemed as a failure, then how can Reggie Calhoun operate the new standards of college football, which is going to be money the school accumulates? And the committee board decided, not the Colorado committee board, college football and Judge Wilkens decided that every school has to allocate $21 to $22 million to student athletes. And my thing is, how much is actually going towards the football teams? Because there's a lot of teams on these campuses that brings into zero or no money at all into the universities, such as your tennis, and we can keep going on from there. Are every player going to get paid the same? But what I do know is players will still be allowed to keep their NIL deals or whatnot, and hopefully this brings more income. But I see a lot of things that might push back. Will this stop the free flowing funds of NIL deals? Will this allow college players to get too much money, or will it be spread it out where players who are dominant, such as a Travis Hunter type of player, a Shador type of player, who are looking at it as they're the reason the school is getting money, why should they be compensated the same pay as a guy who's a third string who barely gets in? These are some of the things we have to look into. Now, Reggie Calhoun, melanated brother, I don't try to hate on people like that, but over here we do proper journalism and we speak truth. I am not at all thrilled or in this state of mind where, wow, the game has changed because we got Reggie Calhoun. All we did was move one chess piece up the board, but it was still one of the seamlessly, I don't want to be rude, but useless chess piece. But even with something that's useless to another person, it can always be a gain to someone like Deion Sanders, because he's the head honcho. So I'm not out here to bash Reggie Calhoun. I'm looking at Colorado University as a whole. Was this really progress, or was it chess piece being moved around to help Deion Sanders' men so Deion could be more in favor of staying? Is this a cheapskate move so we can nickel and dime Deion continuously? Because I feel if negotiations aren't done properly and he isn't the top 3 highest paid coaches in college football, then what are we doing here? I'm just being honest with you guys. There is no way that Deion Sanders should not be, if not the highest paid, at least top 3 paid college football coach in college today. Because we've seen Labor or K-Bor, whatever Alabama's new coach name is. He left Washington for Alabama, and it's been an abysmal year. He is not Nick Saban. So clearly the rise of Alabama has been because of Nick Saban. And the rise of Colorado football, hell, the rise of college football being interesting again was because of Deion Sanders. People who don't even like Colorado, who hate Deion Sanders' gut, which is weird that they hate Colorado and hate Deion Sanders' guts, almost as if it's a personal thing, almost as if it's deeper than football, bigger than football, you know. Look, more props to Reggie Calhoun, more props to the college football players, but I only see this to have a situation to create more problems. But I have to fall back and wait to see what happens, because the mind of Deion Sanders never ceased to amaze us. He always changed the landscape of things. So if one man is still in charge, such as a Coach Prime, then I believe Reggie Calhoun will guide us to the right way towards these new NIL dealings and funds, because Deion Sanders has a cerebral mindset that seems to understand, acclimate the things, and fix any these situations and come with better solutions. You guys are going to say I'm glazing Deion Sanders, but prove me wrong in all the things I've said yet about Deion Sanders changing the landscapes of things. You can't prove me wrong. You dislike Colorado and you dislike me for liking Colorado, but the truth is I'm a down-to-earth brother. You won't see many content creators who will lower themselves to speak to some of you ingrates who only cast around derogatory terms towards people. Some of you people even told me you want to unalive me just for speaking about football. Your level of hate needs to be studied. I'm not joking here. A lot of you Colorado haters and Deion Sanders haters, we really know what it's about. If the sky is blue is true, it's always going to be because of this. But a lot of your anger, there has to be in the new journal Science out there a new case study on what makes one hate another for the small micronisms of reasons. But I digress. Look, I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed. Look, if you guys have something about this topic you want to talk about, go in the comment sections, type it up, and 9 out of 10 times DJ Bless One will pull up and respond back. If it's respectful, even if you're disagreeing with me, it will be respectful. But if it's loud, obnoxious, just a buffoonery act that belongs at the circus, then you're going to get that type of energy. And when I match your energy, don't turn into Karen and start crying as if I'm the boogeyman. Well, certified boogeyman. Maybe I am the boogeyman. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, man. I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids. Always stay blessed.
I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I